Imagine a snack so small yet so valuable that entire regions shape their agricultural identity around it. A crop that demands patience, precision, and generations of dedication, and a nut whose journey from orchard to table reveals one of the most fascinating stories in modern farming. That nut is the pistachio, a crunchy green gem whose production process is far more complex, scientific, and labor-intensive than most people ever realize. Behind every handful of pistachios is an enormous network of growers, processors, machines, and natural forces working together to produce one of the most profitable specialty crops in the United States. And when you dig beneath the surface, the world of pistachio cultivation opens up like the shell of the nut itself, revealing a blend of agricultural engineering, environmental stewardship, and meticulous care stretching across decades. Pistachios have become a powerhouse crop globally, and the United States, particularly California, is one of the giants behind their success. Often praised for their flavor, health benefits, and vibrant appearance, pistachios hold a prominent place not only in American snack bowls, but also in international markets, where demand continues to climb. What makes this nut so unique is not just its taste, but its remarkable economic importance. Pistachio production represents a major revenue stream for American farmers, contributing billions of dollars annually, and supporting a thriving industry built around sustainable and long-term orchard management. As the popularity of pistachios grows, the complexity and dedication required to cultivate them become even more impressive. The pistachio industry in the United States is anchored primarily in California, which produces roughly 40% of the world's pistachios and more than 98% of the nation's domestic supply. Arizona and New Mexico contribute as well, but neither state comes close to matching California's vast output. In 2022, the U.S. pistachio crop reached a value of approximately $1.9 billion, with California growers alone harvesting more than 1 billion pounds of nuts, a record-setting achievement valued at over $1.8 billion at the farm gate. These staggering numbers reflect both the global demand for pistachios and the intense work behind this crop's production cycle. Pistachios thrive in specific environments, which is why California's San Joaquin Valley and parts of the Sacramento Valley have become the center of American pistachio agriculture. These areas offer the long, hot summers and cool winters that pistachio trees require, along with the deep loam soils that support their extensive root systems. Soil preparation is one of the most important early steps in establishing a pistachio orchard, as growers must ensure the land is suitable for decades of future productivity. Before planting, farmers loosen compacted soil, break up hardpan layers using deep ripping equipment with chisel attachments, and shape the land into raised beds or mounds so young trees have the drainage and structure they need. Modern orchards typically install micro-irrigation systems before planting, laying the groundwork for efficient water delivery throughout the trees' lives. Pistachio trees do not grow from simple seedlings in commercial operations. Instead, they come from grafted transplants developed with rootstock chosen for its pest resistance, drought tolerance, and compatibility with the local soil conditions. Growers carefully select grafted trees that will thrive in their specific orchard environment, as these trees represent a long-term investment, one that will take many years to reach full production. Pistachios require patience. Young trees generally need 5 to 6 years before producing their first crop, and it can take up to 20 years before they achieve maximum yield. Yet once a pistachio orchard matures, it can remain productive for 70 to 100 years, providing several generations with continuous harvests. One of the most fascinating characteristics of pistachio trees is their alternate bearing nature. This means the trees naturally cycle between heavy production years and lighter ones. Managing these fluctuations requires skill, planning, and careful orchard techniques, as growers must balance nutrient supply, irrigation, and canopy structure to maximize yield in both strong and weak years. Another critical factor is the need for both male and female trees in every orchard. Wind, not bees, handles pollination for pistachios, so growers typically plant one male tree for every 8 to 24 female trees, distributing them evenly to ensure the wind carries pollen where it's needed during the bloom period. The pistachio growing season begins in late March when buds formed the previous summer begin to swell. By April, blossoms appear and the natural wind pollination process begins. Unlike crops that depend on honeybees, pistachios simply rely on favorable weather conditions, as the wind must move pollen from male to female trees at the right moment. In May, the shells begin forming inside the hulls, expanding rapidly before hardening in June. The nut inside continues developing until July, when the pressure of the growing kernel causes the shell to split, a natural sign that harvest season is approaching. Water management becomes especially crucial during the hot summer months, from late July to late August. Young pistachio trees may require up to 50 gallons of water per day during extreme heat, and micro-irrigation systems give growers precise control over how and when this water is delivered. The timing of irrigation matters not only for tree health, but also for the quality of the final product. Pistachio shell splitting is highly sensitive to moisture levels, and inadequate irrigation can lead to lower split rates, which affects grading and tricing. At the same time, growers must ensure orchard floors remain dry enough to support heavy harvesting machinery. Nutrient management is equally important. Throughout the year, growers take soil and leaf samples to understand their orchard's nutrient profile. Based on these analyses, they apply fertilizers rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in carefully measured amounts. These applications typically occur in winter when trees are dormant, or in late spring as foliage and developing nuts require additional nutrition. By tailoring fertilizer treatments to the orchard's needs, growers support consistent tree health and help maximize both yield and nut quality. Additionally, orchards must be protected from weeds, pests, and diseases. Growers prune trees to maintain air circulation and structural balance, remove competing vegetation, and apply treatments only when necessary to control harmful insects or pathogens. Many orchards select rootstock varieties specifically bred for pest resistance, reducing the need for heavy pesticide use and promoting long-term orchard sustainability. Harvest begins when the pistachio shells naturally split and the hulls loosen, typically in late August or early September. Timing is everything. If pistachios stay on the tree too long, or the hulls remain in contact with the shells after harvest, discoloration, known as shell staining, can occur, diminishing their market value. To prevent this, growers and processors work non-stop for 6 to 8 weeks during the harvest season, often around the clock. Mechanical tree shakers are the primary harvesting tool, gripping and vibrating each tree until the nuts fall onto V-shaped catch frames positioned below. From there, pistachios travel along conveyor belts into bins or gondola trailers. This efficient system allows growers to harvest entire orchards rapidly while preserving nut quality. After collection, many growers transport their load directly to processing facilities rather than removing hulls in the field. Processors have the equipment needed to hull, wash, sort, and dry pistachios quickly, critical steps in preventing spoilage or staining. At processing facilities, pistachios are unloaded and immediately cleaned of field debris such as leaves, twigs, and small branches. They then pass through abrasive machines that remove the soft hulls with the assistance of water sprays. Once hulled, the nuts enter float tanks where pistachios containing kernels sink, while empty shells float, allowing for swift separation. The nuts that sink then go through an initial heated drying phase to reduce moisture to about 12 to 13%. Afterward, they're transferred to large storage silos where they continue drying until they reach a stable moisture content of 4 to 6%. To protect the stored nuts from insects, fumigation may be applied. After drying, processors sort pistachios based on whether their shells naturally split during maturation. This sorting involves passing the nuts through rotating drums fitted with thin needles that catch split shells while allowing closed shells to continue through. Naturally split pistachios are especially valuable and are graded according to size and shell appearance.
Closed-shell pistachios, on the other hand, typically undergo mechanical cracking so that processors can remove the nut meat for use in shelled pistachio products. Once sorted, graded, and dried to perfection, the nuts are stored in temperature-controlled environments, usually between 40 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit, until they are ready to be packaged. Maintaining freshness at this stage is key to preserving flavor, color, and crunch. Packaging facilities then prepare the pistachios for retail, export, or further processing into flavored varieties, snack packs, or ingredients for cooking and confectionery products. From tree cultivation to final packaging, pistachio farming is a sophisticated, labor-intensive craft that blends tradition with technology.